What is going on, guys? Welcome to a Season 2 review. So this video is a little bit late, and I was pretty busy this weekend with a lot of things, with like Valentine's Day. It's been a pretty awesome weekend for me, to be honest, and I'm back to work, back to making my videos. So anyways, welcome to the Season 2 review. It's pretty much just going to be me breaking down what we've gotten so far in Season 2 and how I think about it so far. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it and just go into the pros. So pro number 1, Rust. It's actually really good. I actually really like Rust in this game. While the spawns are a little bit messy, for sure, the spawns are messy in like every game mode in this game. So while the spawns do need work, like they do with every map, Rust is actually pretty good. They didn't really change much at all about that map, and it plays about as well as I would have imagined in this game. So it's actually pretty good. So that's actually a really surprising pro for me. Next pro is actually the Atlas Superstorm map. I actually really like Atlas Superstorm, especially on 10v10. I heard it was on 6v6, and I didn't try it on 6v6, but with 10v10, I liked it a ton. It felt very 3-laney, while it did feel a little bit, I guess, linear in a way. Like, it felt like really linear. It still felt like a Modern Warfare kind of map. It still felt like older Call of Duty maps, because while older Call of Duty maps were pretty much 3-lane, they still had they weren't as linear as, let's say, Black Ops 4 or Infinite Warfare. These maps still have accessible climbing spots. There's still a lot of parkour spots you can get to. It's just, it feels like you're kind of enclosed in an area, and that's because you're in a superstore. So all in all, the map is really good. I feel like they took out a lot of safe spaces, and you can definitely tell there's some assets in there that looked like a part of that map was going to be accessible at one point, and then they took it out due to fan feedback. So that rumor about them taking out, like, delaying maps because of fan outlash, it seems like that was true. So anyways, on to the next one, and that is the Grau 556. This gun is absolutely amazing. You get it, I believe, at tier 15, and it is incredible. It has like no recoil. The time to kill is pretty quick. It's insane. So honestly, it's probably one of my favorite ARs now, other than the M13 or the Ram 7 or the M4. It's definitely top tier in my opinion, and I like it a ton. Next is, let's talk about the FAMAS variant. So the FAMAS variant, if you actually reach max rank in this season, I don't have it yet, but if you reach max rank in this season, you actually get a FAMAS variant that looks really good. It completely changes how the FAMAS looks, and I like how it looks a ton. So definitely a big pro in my opinion. So next is Zakov Boneyard. I think is a great addition to Ground War. Is it the best map? Not really. I still think Quarry and like Anaya are like the best maps, even though Anaya is getting really boring. But Boneyard feels really nice because they added Scrapyard, and a good majority of this map is Scrapyard, and I like that a ton. While the outskirts of the map are a little questionable in its design, it's still a really good and playable map. I like it a ton. Again, Scrapyard is actually a very welcome present. Next pro is the mission challenges. They're actually really good. So we got the Red P90, the MG34 PS exclusive mission. We got the Car 98 Sniper, the Deagle, the AUG, and multiple other operator skins. They all look pretty nice. I like the car. Like, people don't really like how something can look kind of realistic, but I kind of really like how the Car 98 Sniper looks. The Deagle is okay, and the AUG looks pretty cool in a sense. But I think my favorite here is the MG34 and the Red P90 variants. I really like the black and red, black and blue color combination, so that really won my attention, and I'm actually trying to unlock both of those right now. So yeah, on to the next pro. That is the tiers. The tiers are actually a lot better than Season 1. Season 1's tiers I feel like were pretty lackluster, especially in the cosmetic side. In this season, there's actually quite a few tiers that I think are pretty useful. You also make the 1300 COD points back, as always. You got the variants at the end, like the Striker 45 variant actually looks like it's actually made to look exactly like the UMP 45, which is kind of cool. The variant that you get for the Grau 45 or the Grau 556 is actually really cool. It's not like, they're not my favorite looking variants, but I think they look pretty decent. And all the other weapon variants that you get, like the MP7, the Car 98, I believe there's some other stuff in there, but honestly, the tiers in this game, and the tiers in this season are a lot better than Season 1 in my opinion. So yeah. Next pro is the perk rebalance. I actually didn't expect this to happen, and while I think it's questionable, I also think it's good for the most part. I think it's a really good step in the right direction. Reason why I say it's questionable is because I don't understand why they would put Kill Chain in perk 1. I don't know why they would switch that and replace it with Overkill, put it in perk 2. So pretty much they swapped Kill Chain and Overkill, and I don't really understand why they would put Kill Chain in Season 1, but Overkill on perk 2 I think is really nice. While they could have probably just nerfed Overkill in general, I do kind of like how it's in perk 2 now, because now it combats Ghost a little bit more. Overkill was pretty overpowered because like there was really nothing in perk 1 other than EOD and Scavenger that were really usable, but in perk 2 pretty much every other perk was not as good other than Kill Chain. And Point Man at the time wasn't that good, but now Point Man is actually really good now. So I'm kind of glad they put Overkill in perk 2, even though I feel like they could have just nerfed it in perk 1. I don't really know, but I kind of like that there's something better to combat Ghost now, and I welcome that, not gonna lie. The Point Man buff again was great. The Battle Hardened buff was fantastic, especially the immunity to gas grenades, and now Battle Hardened makes sense with the Snapshot Grenade. That took away the ability. They actually nerfed Ghost and took away the ability to combat, to counter snapshot grenades, and I like that a ton. So, honestly, a really good step in the right direction. I really like how they got this perk balance so far. Now, some perks actually feel pretty good to use, especially Quick Fix. That one needed a buff for sure, and I'm glad they put that there. That's pretty much it for the pros on this season. Season is pretty good, not gonna lie, because my pros actually outweigh the cons. So let's go ahead and go into my cons. Con number 1 is the Striker 45. It's not as good as I was expecting it to be. It's decent. It's not a terrible gun, but it's not top tier. It's not like MP5. It's not like MP7, P90. It's not those. It's kind of just mid-tier. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just kind of in between. And it's one of those guns, like, especially since the gun balance in this game is still kind of questionable. This gun, like, it's just better to just take other guns into this mode. But Striker 45, while it bounces around a lot, you can combat that with some stuff. I'm not really a huge fan of the iron sights. I haven't really found like a whole thing, like a whole setup yet. So we'll see. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out that gun, but honestly, kind of reminds me of the GKS. But like somehow worse, if that makes any sense. You guys know I love me some GKS, so yeah. Anyways, on to the next con. The next con I would say is the Akimbo weapon perk. Honestly, it's kind of annoying, especially for the snake shot. While I don't think it's overpowered in any way, I just don't think it's necessary for this game. At least for the revolvers, especially with snake shot. They're really good. They're not overpowered, but they are really good, and I do think that they could use like a nerf somewhere. Maybe if you're using, well, that would be too rough. Like I was gonna say, if you're using Akimbo snake shot, like if you're using Akimbo, take away snake shot, like take away the ability to use snake shot, but then the Akimbo would be useless. I don't know how they would really balance that. It's not overpowered, it's just kind of annoying, but that's really all my stuff with the Akimbo. Anyways, next con is, while there are very few new bugs, they still exist. They actually introduced like 2 or 3 new bugs that I've found, that I've run into personally. And one highlight, and I'll pull up a clip here, and one highlight is the Euphrates Bridge mantle glitch. Whenever you're in a specific part of the map, I can't remember where it is, like what the place is called, but that little house where the tank is, it's like on the bottom 4 windows, you can't vault through them. It's hard to do so, at least. But yeah, they're definitely a big plus knowing that there's not many new bugs, but the fact that there's still new bugs coming to the game is a little frustrating, but at the same time it's not nearly as much as how Season 1 was. Anyways, onto my last con, and that is unfortunately Krovnik Farmland. So, unfortunately, they kind of sort of ruined this map. So, pretty much what they did is they took out a bunch of like second story accessible parts of buildings. While, you know, that kind of reduces the camping, it was actually kind of enjoyable in that map. There was something very enjoyable about holding down top and bottom 4 of a house. And now, while you can vibe out and like hold the first 4 of a house, it just doesn't feel like the same, because feels like they're pushing the combat outside, and there's like no cover outside. so it's easier for tanks to push around and kill people. It's just a little messy at this point. I feel like you can take out the second floor, like accessible parts of certain buildings, but at least put some cover like around the open parts of the map. It feels like there's like almost no cover. And so whenever you're still trying to go from building to building, you're trying to go to C flag or D flag, it still feels way too risky, and it feels even more risky after them taking away this stuff. So honestly, I feel like Krovnik should get another, like, while, you know, I think taking out the second building, like second story stuff, was like a decent idea, I still think that they should at least, or I guess like level it out with adding cover into like the open parts of the map. So, and either taking out the tanks or reducing the amount of tanks on the map. It's just weird what they did, and I kind of question it. Honestly, it didn't work for me, and it's now like one of my least favorite maps. But they did take out Divorce District to quote-unquote fix a few bugs, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Yeah, again, this season is actually a really good season. I really like how it has a theme to it. That was a pro I was trying to remember. I really like how these seasons kind of have pros. Season 1 was kind of Call of Duty 4, and Season 2 is very much Modern Warfare 2 themed. We got Rust, we got Scrapyard returning, we got the UMP U45, which is technically a different gun that I can't remember the name of. We got a few other things that are just very much Modern Warfare 2 themed, and I like that a ton. Definitely a big plus for me, and especially with the Akimbo. The Akimbo is actually a Modern Warfare 2 kind of themed thing, so that's still cool, but also annoying at the same time. So, anyways, honestly, way better than Season 1 in my personal opinion. While there's still some gameplay decisions I would change, honestly, the way they handled the content with this season has been incredible. So, I hope they keep doing it. They're holding my trust so far when it comes to the microtransaction stuff. Anyways, that's going to go ahead and end this video here. If you guys do agree with me in any way, make sure to leave a like on the video. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to hear something you disagreed with me on. I love you guys. You have a fantastic day.